my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and if you're new here, hello. My name is Ashley. I run things here at Crow Gal, and today is very exciting because one, this is a recipe video. I always want to film and upload and even edit recipe videos, and I get so used to my like grocery haul, what I eat in a day, random video, grocery haul, what I eat in a day, random video, that I frequently forget to even film recipe videos. So that's exciting. I'm sharing 3 low-carb dinners with you guys. These are all ones that I have been loving lately, that I have been making for myself, and I'm really excited to share. And 2, this is really exciting because it's a collab video. I don't know what this is. I was gonna go like that and then I changed my mind. This is a collab video. This is a collab with Tristina over at Tristina Rose, and I have been following her for quite some time now, a couple years now at least. Over at her channel you can find like everything. She does decor hauls, like decor videos. I really like watching those, like when she decorates for Christmas or Valentine's, different holidays. Tons of like what's for dinner, recipe videos, clean with me's. So just a lot of lifestyle content. And she had put out kind of like a PSA on Instagram, like, hey, does anyone want to collab? Like, doesn't matter how many, subscribers you have, like, let's do it. And I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone a tinge and was like, I want to collab, let's do it. I think it was 2 years ago, I got pretty burned from like reaching out and doing a collab with a different creator, and I haven't wanted to since. Aside from like collabs with my friends here on the platform, in terms of kind of putting myself out there and like asking for a collab, I haven't wanted to do that. And I reached out to Tristina, and things just flowed, and we came up with this video to be the one that we collabed on, and it was just a great experience in general. So if you are not subscribed to her, definitely go over and check her out. She is doing some dinners over there as well. Subscribe to her if you're not subscribed. If you're new from her channel coming over here, she might have already shared, but we do things pretty low carb around here. Low carb grocery hauls, low carb recipes, low carb what I eat in a day videos, and then I do like to throw in kind of an empties video, a favorites video, a review video, a random haul from somewhere that doesn't involve food. That's kind of what we do around here. So I'm going to zip it, enjoy these 3 recipes, and we will reconvene after. All right, friends, first up is a low-carb spaghetti carbonara. It is low-carb because I'm using Banza spaghetti, which is made from chickpeas and has significantly less carbs than regular pasta. So for this recipe, you are going to need some salt, 2 ounces of pancetta, about 1/4 cup of peas, an egg, about 1/2 cup of parm, some pepper, and some Banza spaghetti. This Banza spaghetti is 8 ounces. First things first, we need to fry up this pancetta. So you can see I did not measure the olive oil. I just put a smidge in my Dutch oven. You don't have to use a Dutch oven. You could definitely use like a larger stock pot. I just prefer to do it in the Dutch oven. I feel like you get kind of more flavor that way. So I'm gonna cook up this pancetta and wait for it to get pretty crispy. Once your pancetta is nice and crisp, you're just going to want to scoop it out of your Dutch oven or your stock pot and save the oil. Save the oil. So you can see me here pouring out the excess oil, and set both of those things aside. All right, at this point, you are going to want to start boiling your water, and while your water is coming to a boil, you're going to make your cheese mixture of sorts. So you can see I'm putting 1 egg in my little cup and my Parmesan cheese in the cup, and I'm just gonna like whisk, or beat with the fork until everything is combined. Our water is boiling, so we're going to go ahead and add our 8 ounces of spaghetti. 9 minutes is the perfect amount of time to cook this for. It is going to be re-added to the Dutch oven over low heat, so you do not want to overcook. 9 minutes has passed, our pasta is done, and I'm going to go ahead and reserve some of the pasta water. This is just going to help kind of thin everything out when we add that Parmesan and egg mixture, the pancetta, and the pasta back to the Dutch oven. Because we're using Banza and it's chickpea pasta, it's really important that after we strain it, we run cold water over it to stop the cooking process. It just really helps hold the texture and taste like actual pasta. Time for the assembly. We're going to take our reserved fat from the pancetta, add that to our Dutch oven, which is currently over low heat. Then add in all of our cooked pasta. Make sure you give that a good toss to get all of that spaghetti coated with that pancetta fat oil, if you will. Next, you're going to go ahead and add that Parmesan and egg mixture. Doesn't it feel like we did that an eternity ago? We're going to go ahead and add that. And you'll see that I add that, and then I'm kind of going in with the pasta water, stirring, going in with a little more pasta water. You just have to do it to your liking when it comes to the consistency of that Parmesan coating. And lastly, my favorite part, add that pancetta back to your Dutch oven as well as your peas. I'm using frozen peas. I don't think I mentioned that earlier, but you can use frozen, fresh, whatever you prefer. And our finished product, ta-da! I season with salt and pepper once it's plated. I just prefer it that way. But to each their own. If you would rather season it in the Dutch oven, that's totally fine. It's delicious. It's low carb. It gives you that pasta fix. I love it. Let's keep it moving to the next recipe. Next up, friends, we have garlic butter steak bites. Now, the carbonara was my own recipe because I've loosely known how to make that for years. This is someone else's. It will be linked below. This recipe I referred to a couple of videos back as being dumb because it is so easy and it's so delicious. So you are going to need some sirloin steak. I have about a pound here. This recipe, you can be very lenient when it comes to how much of each thing you are using. So you're going to need some sirloin steak, some butter, red pepper flakes if you like a little bit of heat, some olive oil, garlic, and salt and pepper. That's it, friends. So you're going to want to get a pretty large skillet, have it going over high heat, and generously put some olive oil in there. You're going to want this pan to be screaming before you add your steak. Once hot enough, you're going to want to go ahead and add your steak pieces, and you're going to season them in the pan. So you're just going to do this generously with salt and pepper. You're going to want to let these cook for 2 minutes before you even stir. And then after 2 minutes, you're going to flip them. They're going to have a nice good sear. Flip them and finish cooking for another 2 minutes. After the total of about 4 to 5 minutes, you're going to want to go ahead and scoop those out. Scoop your steak bites out and put them in a bowl. Now that all of our steak bites have been scooped out of our pan, I'm going to go ahead and add my butter. I'm using about 1.5 tablespoons of butter. Again, You can be very willy-nilly with your ingredients here. The amount of steak that I cut was perfect for 2 servings. And the butter is the base of your sauce. So I found that this was plenty of sauce, but definitely, like, if you're increasing your amount of steak, you're gonna wanna increase your amount of butter. You can see here the pan is still really hot, so that butter is really getting up all those delicious, tasty bits left on the pan from the steak. Once my butter is melted, I'm gonna go ahead and add my red pepper flakes and my garlic. And you're just basically gonna wanna stir this, cook this for about 30 seconds. You don't wanna go too long because the butter or the garlic will burn quickly. So just about 30 seconds, and then you're gonna wanna take it off of the heat and drizzle it all over your steak bites that are still in that bowl that you transferred them to. So you're gonna dump, oh my gosh, it looks so good. You're gonna dump all that butter, sauce in there, if you will, and then just give it a good stir. Make sure everything is evenly coated before you plate. Ta-da! So my husband is doing keto. Cernan is doing keto, so I served his on top of cauliflower rice with a little side salad. I definitely think that we could have used a smidge more meat. We were both definitely satisfied, but I think a little bit more meat would have made for a little bit more of a substantial meal. And I'm eating low carb, so I served mine on top of some, I think these were garlic and chive Yukon Gold potatoes. Delicious. Next up on the docket, friends, we have a cauliflower shawarma bowl. This thing is delicious, and there's no meat. I am not a vegetarian, but this dish is so good. So you are going to need, now this is for 2 servings. So if there's 4 of you, double it. But this is for 2 servings. You're gonna need around a pound of cauliflower florets, half of a tablespoon of turmeric, half a tablespoon of cumin, some salt, some pepper, half teaspoon of coriander, half teaspoon of paprika, some olive oil, a half cup of hummus, a half cup of romaine, a half cup of cabbage, a half cup of cherry tomatoes, you guessed it, a half cup of sliced Persian cucumbers, and some crumbled feta. Now, this recipe is similar to, frankly, the previous 2, where you can kind of do what you want with the ingredients. If you want less cabbage, more cabbage, less cucumbers, more cucumbers, it is totally up to you. First things first, we're going to get our parchment paper ready on a baking sheet and preheat our oven to 425 degrees. Next, you're going to get all of your florets on your baking sheet. You can see I'm pulling out some larger pieces. I'm going to break down everything so that they're in smaller and more bite-sized pieces. Next, you're going to want to measure out about 1/8 of a cup of olive oil, and you're going to want to mix it with your cumin, turmeric, salt, pepper, coriander, and paprika. After you have mixed that, you're going to drizzle it all over your cauliflower. And you're going to want to make sure that you kind of toss to combine, rub it all over the cauliflower so that everything gets evenly coated with that olive oil and with all of those seasonings. Next, we're going to pop that into our 450 degree oven for about a half an hour. After our 30 minutes, we're going to go ahead and take those florets out of the oven. Guys, it makes the dish. I mean, it's a cauliflower shawarma bowl. Obviously, cauliflower is the star, but the seasonings on this, it's just next level. Now we're going to make our bowls, and this is where you can really just get creative. You can put as little or as much of these following ingredients as you want. I'm going to start with the hummus. I'm using about 1/4 of a cup in each bowl. Then we move on to some chopped romaine. Then cabbage, or if you're like me and didn't want to buy a whole cabbage and chop it up, some coleslaw. Grape tomatoes, some cucumber slices, and those delicious cauliflower florets. Okay, this is important. Feta, but not just any feta, a block of feta. You guys, I'm not kidding you. Crumbling it straight from the block, it tastes completely different than just pre-crumbled feta. You will not be sorry. Buy a block, crumble it that way. Thank me. Another ta-da! Here is our cauliflower shawarma bowl from somebody who eats meat all the time. This is a meatless recipe that does not disappoint. All right, that's all I got for you today, friends. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Drop me a comment down below, especially if you have any questions about the recipes that you saw me make. I would be happy to answer them. And I will see you on Friday, I think, for what I eat in a day. I think what I'm gonna do is a what I eat in a day on Friday, and then over the weekend, y'all will get like a bonus video. That's gonna be a Stitch Fix unboxing and try on haul. I can't quit them. I can't quit those videos. I love getting Stitch Fix, but I also just love trying the stuff on and like sharing everything with you guys and reading the comments. Like, I love it so much. So you'll get one of those over the week. And yeah, okay, I will see you guys. Had to think about how to like wrap this up. I will see you guys on Friday. Bye, friends.